Among small SUVs, the Saturn Vue really is unique because, like other Saturns, it also has these plastic side body panels that can resist parking lot dings, among other things. And they really do take a lot of punishment.
Easy there. I'm glad I'm on this side of the vehicle. That's not the only unique thing about the Saturn Vue. It has a 250 horsepower V6 under the hood that's made by Honda. That's right, a Honda V6 put together with a 5-speed automatic transmission. It means the Vue really excels in its class.
For 2006, the Vue's mechanicals stay pretty much the same as in 2005. A 2.2-liter four-cylinder engine is standard, and the 3.5-liter Honda V6 is optional. But Saturn has spruced up the exterior design for 2006. The front end of the V6 model is more upscale with noticeably more chrome trim. Here, here, and here.
Saturn had to do something because the Japanese competitors had been kicking this Tennessee-built Saturn's all around the block.
Did you just say
Right, I said The new dash design has a more organic shape, rounded instrument cowl, softer edges, and chrome trim controls. And this classy wood trim on the center console and metal trim around the shifter and on the steering wheel. It's definitely an improvement. This particular Vue is equipped with XM satellite radio, which has lots of variety, but we found the sound quality wasn't great and the reception wasn't always clear either.
The Saturn Vue's power window and power mirror buttons are located on the center console rather than on the doors, which is a bit unusual, but we found them convenient to operate. We also found the Vue's new seats to be comfortable in the front but stiff in the back. Front and rear headroom in the Vue is very generous, and legroom is also roomy with space for your feet under the front seats. But the back seat is really only wide enough for 2 adults, and there are only 2 rear head restraints.
Access to the back of the Vue is pretty good. It doesn't have a split folding tailgate where the window opens like, say, the Ford Escape, but it does have its own handle. It's pretty easy to open up and fairly light. Now at the back, behind the back seat is 30 cubic feet of storage space, which isn't too bad, but check this out. There's a little cargo area that you can build, and what that allows you to do is put groceries or anything else you want to carry that you don't want to slide around. It feels a little bit flimsy. 70-30 folding seat backs double the cargo space, and the right front seat back folds flat, enabling you to carry objects 2.4 meters or 8 feet long. We didn't like the hard plastic wheel wells and cargo walls, which can be easily scratched by sliding cargo. They should be carpeted.
In terms of safety, the front passenger seat has a sensor that automatically shuts off the airbag if there's no one sitting in that seat or perhaps there's a small child there. Head curtain airbags are available for both front and rear passengers, but only as an option.
One nice thing about the Vue is the view. Because we've got a low dash here, a big window, you can see the edge of the vehicle, which makes it great for parking and maneuvering in town. The seat sits high, but if you need to go even higher, if you're challenged in the height department, you can crank it up. But because I'm such a towering, imposing individual, I need to have it at its lowest setting. Well, a run to 100 kilometers an hour takes 7.5 seconds. Think about that. A small SUV, 7.5 seconds. There's some sports cars that don't get performance like that. Of course, thanks, and we've already talked about it, the beautiful Honda V6 under the hood with 250 horsepower. It's all matched to a very smooth and crisp 5-speed automatic transmission. Now, the mileage, even though you get that kind of performance, is excellent. 9.8 liters on average if you buy the front-wheel drive version of the Vue. If you get the all-wheel drive version, don't expect the mileage to be quite that good. The Saturn Vue with the V6 can tow up to 3,500 pounds if the trailer is equipped with brakes. Just for the record, 4-cylinder Vues have a 4-speed automatic transmission or a 5-speed manual. V6 models are not available with a manual transmission.
In city traffic, the electric power assist steering requires very little effort, and that means it's easy to maneuver in tight city spaces and parking lots. But I think that at lower speeds, the steering might be a little too soft. That's just my opinion. Now, the turning diameter of 12 meters or around 39.4 feet is a little wide for small SUVs, but overall, this is still a very easy and fun to drive vehicle. Its four-wheel independent suspension, which is not something you find on every SUV, provides a really comfortable ride, and it's not very harsh when you hit the potholes or the pavement cracks. And it's also very stable in high-speed turns. Brakes at the rear are drum even on the V6 model. Now, ABS is standard on the V6, but it is optional on the base four-cylinder Vue. This is an all-wheel drive Vue, but you'd never know it. The system is completely automatic and it runs in front-wheel drive most of the time. It's not until you get onto slippery roads that the all-wheel drive system sends some of the power to the rear wheels, providing increased traction and stability. And fortunately, we did get to test it in the snow. It worked quite well. V6 models are available with front or all-wheel drive, but four-cylinder Vues are only available with front-wheel drive. Although the 3.5-liter and the drivetrain are generally very smooth, there's an unexpectedly high degree of torque steer when you really put your foot down under hard acceleration.
There's something we should point out about the Saturn Vue. This vehicle did well for front impact crash tests and side impact crash tests by the U.S. government when the vehicle was equipped with side curtain airbags. Now, earlier tests done by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety in the United States, when this vehicle was not equipped with side curtain airbags, it got a poor rating. So the lesson here is, if you're going to buy a Saturn Vue, spend the money and get those side curtain airbags. Dagmar, what do you think?
I think the V in Vue definitely stands for versatility. It is a very user-friendly vehicle with a low step-in height. And also I'm very impressed by the refined ride and handling, as well as the new smooth Honda powertrain, the 3.5-liter engine. And I gotta give it a 2 thumbs up for the improved quality of materials that they've chosen for this model as opposed to the original Vue. My dislikes, I find the steering to be somewhat unpredictable. And speaking of predictability, Consumer Reports rates this long-term predictability for the Vue as poor.
I hate when we agree on all this stuff. You know what? The engine, of course, from Honda under the hood, I think a lot of people are going to be attracted to this vehicle because of that. They ditched the continuously variable transmission in the old model. Thank goodness for that. That was awful. This 5-speed automatic is much better. Dagmar touched on the interior materials are much better, and it looks good on the inside. It drives well. It's usable. It's functional, and has a lot of things going for it. My dislikes, even though it's an improved interior, there's still a lot of plastic used, especially in the back cargo area. We touched on that. It could get scratched loading things in and out of the back. And the other thing is, with basic cars like the Honda Civic and the Honda Fit coming with all of the airbags as standard equipment for a much lower price than this vehicle, I think General Motors needs to include those side curtain airbags as standard equipment. Now, Dagmar, the first Vue we drove several years ago, both of us couldn't wait to take it back. I think this one we actually wouldn't mind having around for a while.
For complete specs, go to our website at drivingtelevision.com.